Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a very long delay. One of the Chinese casters was having some issues staying connected to the game. The good news, though, we are back. We are live casting LGD China versus MUFC. MUFC, they got to the winners bracket finals. They looked really strong getting there, but in the end just weren't able to seal the deal versus LGD International. That Luna pick was just too strong, so LGD International advances to the grand finals. MUFC was waiting to see who they'd be playing. It is LGD China. This is a best out of three. This is game one. This is going to be a long day, especially if it's LGD China who makes it to the grand finals. For those players, stamina may become a factor. I'm LD of Beyond the Summit. This tournament, of course, made possible by Dota Talk and GEST, so big thanks to them. With all that being said, I'm joined here today by none other than Captain of No Tidehunter, Eternal Envy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Last hour was pretty boring waiting for this game, but now it's good.
I think the viewers can feel you on that one, man. But we're here, and LGD are doing something interesting with this draft. They take the Nyx Assassin early.
So much mind games.
Have you watched MUFC play at all?
No, but I've heard a little bit about the games. There's so much mind games going on right now. They banned Luna in the first pick phase, and LGD picks MYX because apparently MUFC had a really good MYX. I didn't watch that game.
Yeah.
So they're gonna try to steal that. They didn't take the Darkster. It's really weird. Like Chinese Dota right now for me is really weird. They used to first pick like Bounty Hunter and stuff. Now it just like it doesn't get picked or banned until the very end of the game.
It's true. There hasn't been a new patch, but it's just teams kind of adjusting their strategies, trying new things out. And I mean, we've even seen from day one to day two of this tournament some big changes. We saw Orange in their previous series against LGD. The game they won, they first picked a Luna, and they pretty much used what LGD International used against them yesterday. So it seems like a lot of the teams are kind of either trying to take away what their opponents like to do or just stealing their best heroes and trying to use them against them. Like you said, the Nyx Assassin pick. This is a hero that LGD has run, but it's more about denying it to Net, who was just sensational on that hero yesterday. And a big part of why MUFC was actually able to advance to this position. MUFC get two very annoying laning heroes in Darkseer and Batrider, and then they go for an Ancient Apparition.
It's usually really weird to pick a hero like Ancient Apparition.
Like, you could get him later. I mean...
Yeah, you can get him later, that's the thing. But the thing is, like... when you're doing picks and you're not too sure what your last two heroes are, but you're sure you want the Ancient Apparition, even though you can get it later, you should just get it early if you're not 100% sure what your last two heroes are. Because like if you're forced to pick one of those two now, but it ends up not being what you want in the end, but you still pick Ancient Apparition, then it might F up your picks.
It also gives them a support, and if they went for something else, then they'd have pretty much have tipped their hands as far as their lanes. Obviously, they already have Darkseer and Batrider. Someone could be in the jungle, or these could be potentially two solo heroes. LGD pick into a Void. They pick into a Void against a Batrider, who can sometimes create problems for these melee carries. We'll see how it develops a little bit. It's a hero they've run several times today already, so not that surprising, I guess.
Well, right now they don't have much burst damage to kill the Faceless Void, even with the Batrider. That's just right now, though. They do have the Ancient Apparitions, Ice Blast, but the Darkseer isn't that incredible at burst damage, and Ancient Apparition isn't that amazing either. It's okay.
I'm trying to think who else is available in the pool that MUFC would have their eyes on. They've been a bit of a mystery team in some ways, in the sense that they've done some really weird things. Yesterday they were running Twin-Headed Dragon solo mid. Ohio is sort of their star carry player. He had a sensational Tinker. That's a great hero to have. If LGD tries to 5-man, obviously the split pushing into March is very annoying. They don't really have anyone who can farm a really quick pipe like a Darkseer. So we'll see if they think about the Tinker. It is an option. They've also run the Shadow Fiend for Ohio. I suppose it could be a solo mid bat, in which case he would be playing it. He always goes solo mid, but that's the one thing about this MUFC team. I mean, you mentioned Asian Dota having some weird changes, but it's also this MUFC team in particular, which is just all over the place, and it's been working really well lately. Prior to this tournament, not so much, but over the past couple of, really just yesterday, I mean, they were all over the place, and aside from that last series against LGD International, it was brilliant.
I don't really expect the Tinker pick against the MYX, just because he can gank you when you're TPing in. It might be a little bit too dangerous.
I think he actually played it against a Nyx yesterday. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but he's really quick with his fingers. But you're right, it is dangerous on paper.
These bans are so weird by LGD. Syllabur and anti-mage ban.
This is
Okay.
I mean, I guess MUFC taking the Ancient Apparition early, they do love to run their jungler, so maybe that was the plan, is take away a hero who can really punish the Chen pick in some ways, which obviously is great against all the heals hitting the Ice Blast, so that may be what LGD was expecting. And I'm hearing myself in the background on your end, so may want to turn off your speakers and use headphones or turn it down.
I'm actually using headphones. Can I turn you down somehow?
Yeah, just I mean, if you could turn your Skype audio down, that might help.
Yeah, give me a second for that.
Okay, well, while you're fixing that, Lifestealer is the choice for MUFC. We're gonna see some Batrider bombs, Lifestealer infesting into that Batrider. So much burst damage. I love this. It's really a nice way to try and avoid the team fight of the Void, is just to burst them down. And with Lifestealer and Batrider, I mean, you mentioned they lack a little bit of damage. You can't count on anything against Backtrack, but this gives them a lot of additional burst. And well, we'll see if things are fixed at your end.
I've never. Oh, can you still hear yourself? Because
no, it was just that one moment where it's like, wait a second, am I hallucinating or is my voice just that loud?
These picks on MUFC are so weird. I'm having a really hard time deciphering what they're trying to accomplish right now.
Maybe that's the plan. I mean, I mentioned they are quite an unpredictable team as of late, so to some extent, it does make it hard to draft against them.
I mean, they have a lot of global gank potential just because they can Lifesteal or bomb with the Batrider, and then H-Trapper can just A Ice Blast. You have 5 seconds to hit the A Ice Blast with the lasso, so it should be pretty easy.
And that's a way to either kill off the Void or just find picks on the other heroes and then start pushing some towers. And they've got a great chasing lineup too. They've got Surge, Sticky Napalm obviously is great for that. It's a lineup that's hard to run away from.
Yeah. But the Faceless Void can escape a little. They do have a lot of stuns, so that might help a little.
We'll see.
And then MUFC doesn't have that many stuns, but they do have some pretty annoying heroes. A lot of slows.
Enigma is the choice, so they're going, well, they go for a pretty fearsome team fight. Now, sometimes when I've cast this, when I've seen the Enigma picked in the Asian games, especially against Lifestealer, if the Enigma falls behind, he just dies instantly to like a couple of auto attacks, like one disable and he's just dead. Doesn't matter if he has a mech, doesn't matter if he has a BKB. They do have other counter initiation, so it's not all on his shoulders. Obviously, he gives them some push, but I think MUFC could get kind of aggressive against this. They know the lanes are going to be a bit weaker. You've already got a melee carry. Now you've got a support who's a melee and the Nyx assassin. And you've got an Enigma. Oh, maybe we're going to see him in the lane.
Windrunner. What the fuck's going on? I'm so lost.
It's all mobility for MUFC. That you mentioned the global gank with the obviously the Batrider bomb, the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast, which we talked about. She's not quite global, but I guess she's pretty mobile. You're right. It's certainly odd compared to what we've seen recently, which is not this.
I think LGD's that's not gonna be a jungle Enigma. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a long lane Enigma and support Nyx and Rubik, right? Faceless Void top, or did he put Rubik middle? I don't think they ever do that anymore.
I've never seen LGD run the Rubik middle, but they don't have a hero that I'm accustomed to seeing Xiao 8 play. He's been playing heroes like Beastmaster, Batrider, Nightstalker. We saw him play a dual lane Sven mid last game. Xiao 8's been playing that solo mid role.
Check.
Maybe it's a solo mid. Maybe it is the Rubik going solo mid. And Xiao 8, maybe a solo mid Enigma then.
Mid. But I mean, I don't think they're gonna Rubik long lane. I think for once, Xiao 8's actually gonna go long lane for once.
It looks like
he used to be doing that. He used to do that, but didn't change roles.
Well, yeah, he used to play the suicide lane for them back at TI2. Then he switched to they went through a bunch of different, sort of drafts of their roles. I think they're looking to get the Void versus Darkseer 1v1, offensive tri-lane, and then solo mid Enigma. That's what it looks like to me right now for LGD.
Oh, that depends what items Tyler gets. He does get a Portman Shield and Iron Branch, so he's gonna get pulled. They could aggressive tri-lane with THT, Rubik, and Nyx, which is actually really good.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong tri-lane. They're running. I mean, with the solo mid Enigma, he's very gankable. I mean, there are some heroes that could punish that. I guess is this a solo mid Darkseer as well?
Well, it's not. There's one thing weak about MUFC's lineup right now. Well, there's many things probably weak, but it's hard for me to decipher because I don't understand their lineup that well. But they're not that strong at ganking at early levels, unless the Nax goes ganking. He's like the only ganking hero, but he doesn't go gank, right? Like, he has the only ganking spell though. So I don't expect Enigma to get gank middle, and he always denies the wave back to your tower, so you're always next to your tower. You're usually never out of position. And with a lot of pressure being applied bottom, I don't think they're gonna move around that much.
I mean, I guess the best hero to do the ganking in the early levels would maybe the Nakes, but probably the Darkseer. But even then, he's not that fearsome.
I don't know. Like none of these heroes leaves their lanes, like at early levels. Until Batrider gets level 6, I don't expect any of these heroes to leave their lanes.
Well, that's going to be trouble against LGD to some extent, because they're going to get their black hole up quickly. Sylar's going to get a fast level 6. Assuming they play this one standard. And there's nothing standard about the draft, but while we have a pause, let's introduce the players real quickly. It will be X-Freedom playing the Darkseer. He's formerly of Zenith, currently standing in for MUFC. Ken is not here. Oh, man, I'm going to forget it again. Oh, Sharky on the Batrider. There you go. Ohio on the Lifestealer, not playing a solo mid this time, even though we saw him there every game yesterday. Ling on the support Windrunner. Net on that Ancient Apparition has saved 200 gold. I believe that should be for some sentries. On the side of LGD, we have Yao going solo mid as the Rubik. So Yao's back to solo mid. It's going to be an off-lane Enigma. Well, Curiouser and Curiouser, he's got boots of speed, so wants to be just a little bit harder to gank in that lane. DDC on the Nyx Assassin has a smoke picked up already. Sylar is following him. And a DD on the Jakiro.
I really hate these lanes by LG. Whatever. Like, I think they should just put Enigma middle and 3 bottom, Sylar top. Because had they tried lane bottom, I think they would have won that lane severely. The Nyx actually went Calling Blade, so he would have got easily hit by 3 range heroes. And I don't think Windrunner, H Apparition, Nyx bottom would do anything against that lane. But it seems like Net's gonna go middle. If you look at his item build, he went Tangle 3 branches.
I think he's just saving for sentries in case they get warded, but looks like that's not gonna happen.
Who's our mid player?
Normally it's Ohio, but obviously this game well, maybe he is going mid. Solo mid Lifestealer then.
Like they have 0 people top.
Well, this is something they do a fair amount of, is they just sort of abandon that suicide lane and just, either do the mid pulls or just have double jungle. So I guess we might see some of that.
Okay.
It seems a little bit unorthodox, but LGD can kind of make up for this by doing pulls of their own, but hey, I guess it makes sure you can't get ganked, and whether it's a I mean, maybe a Batrider would have a decent time up here, but Darkseer would struggle, I feel, against Ice Path as well as the Impale. I don't know, it's a lot of stun, even if you surge. If it's not at the exact right moment, you can just be brought down, so they're just going to play it safe. And dual lane mid, in fact.
Actually, now I look at what MUFC is doing, I really like this. They're going to win middle for sure, and they're going to win bottom for sure. And once the Darkseer is going to jungle for now, and then once LGD starts pushing top, he's going to go top, he's going to be level 3 or level 5 with Darkseer, and they're never going to be able to push that tower. And his hero's going to get so annoying that unless Void gets really, really farmed early and gets a lot of regen, like Tranquil Boots, like Ring of Help or something, he's not going to be able to handle the pressure from Darkseer. But that's looking into like 5 minutes into the game.
Right, for the moment he is getting that free farm. So too is the Lifestealer. He's mid and he's 6-3 already. He has missed 1 creep so far, just having a great time. Rubik being kept back, and he's always got to worry about those jungle ganks from Darkseer. In fact, they're not even going to wait for it. They're going to go now. There's a walking courier on the ground. Telekinesis will stun Net, but the cold feet still procs. I don't think they have enough to get the kill, or do they? I hear a surge. Oh, he got surged in for the last auto tech. I didn't see it on the AA, but barely missing that kill in the end. Lives with 10 HP. Wow.
Well, Yao's gonna heal now. That's really bad because the creep wave is hitting his tower, which means the tower's gonna kill all the creeps before he gets back in time. This is actually something that mid players need to watch out when they heal and when they check runes and stuff. Because when you're doing something like ganking or whatever, and you leave the mid lane while your tower's getting hit by creeps or something like that, then you're gonna lose a lot of experience. He's lost 7 creeps of experience, complete experience.
Well, they want to give him a bit of a bailout here. Xiaowei can't really get too much accomplished on that bottom lane. Has to be worried about the jungle ganks. He's going to rotate mid, picks up an Invis rune. This is not an easy lane to gank unless Net gets out of position, because you can't kill this Lifestealer.
He's not going to accomplish anything by doing this gank, so he's going to do what the Darkseer is doing, which is jungle as well. No, I think he started too late. He should have started doing that from the beginning. If you just jungle Enigma from the beginning, then you can get level 6 by like 4 minutes and 20 seconds, 30 seconds-ish. But now he's not going to get level 6 till like 7 minutes or 6 minutes.
He did leave fairly early, so it's not. I mean, it's definitely less efficient, but not the end of the world. I think the bigger issue is that he went boots first, so that's really going to slow down his jungling.
I think it's gonna be okay. Two clarity should carry him to the Sorin.
You think, even with all these supports, like stealing the pulls, basically?
They're not really touching his side. Enigma only goes around those 3 camps. He's definitely gonna have enough. It's gonna be easy too.
I still feel like we're going to see a first blood soon on this middle lane. I'm not if Rubik ever gets caught by anything, especially if the Darkseer shows up. I don't know what he can do, but both teams playing very passively. They're going to go now. No, bit of miscommunication. Ohio goes in with the open wounds. Net just stands there and watches. So, well, opportunity missed.
They don't even do anything really. Like Yao has 0 mana right now, so he's not gonna be able to feed both for creeps or anything like that. He's not gonna get anything at all. If they just deny every creep, that's the equivalent of denying 2/3 of the entire creep wave forever, which is a lot.
Right. Well, well, he's got a jungle, but they push the wave bottom, so now he wants a little bit of that experience. He rotates down to the lane. Batrider's already level 5, though, and there's already 2 stacks on Xiao 8. He's got to stand real far back. In fact, he's got to go back to the tier 2.
Batrider has no levels of flame break. I think that's a mistake.
This is sort of like the old school Batrider build. This is what you used to see Batrider players do all the time, but the new flame break where you can, you know, target it, it seems like it's worth getting at least 1 point.
Top tower is under attack.
Yep. I'm surprised the Darkseer isn't top right now, but the tower isn't getting pressured that hard, so I guess it's okay. I mean, if the Jakiro had level liquid fire and just went straight for a tower, I think that tower would be dead right now.
Well, do you want to push it early though? Because then it makes it even easier for Darkseer to farm in that lane.
No, you can just pull it back by pulling a creep wave. I mean, you just pull neutrals and the wave comes back to you. So you can. It's easy to make it come back. And like, sure, Darkseer gets experience if you push it a little bit, but I mean, he gets more experience in the jungle. So forcing him to come back is way better. Now he's level 5, whereas Zhao is level 4. I mean, that's okay. But like level 5 Darkseer 5 minutes in is a pretty big deal when you're offlane, when you're supposed to be offlane.
Well, they're going to go in a mid again. This time they will get Yao. It seemed like it was going to happen sooner or later, and it does. They are getting lots of pulls. They're getting a lot elsewhere. Like you mentioned, Xiao 8 is a bit behind that Darkseer because he hasn't just sat in the jungle and farmed. But they get the first blood mid. Ohio is going for a hand of Midas, and he's going to have it at, like, looks like the 6-minute mark, maybe 6.5 at most. If that. That's got a really fast hand of Midas, and he did this with boots first.
I did mention earlier that like I really don't like how LGD was laying this, and it shows in the gold graph and experience graph right now. It's both is 2K, and it's rising too. Like the slope of the graph is going up and up and up. I'm not too sure exactly what they can do now. Right now they have very underleveled supports that can't really do anything. Their mid hero can't really do anything because he's underleveled. Zhao 8 can't do anything with level 5 Enigma. The only person who can do anything is Faceless Void once he's level 6. But I mean, that's not really someone you want to leave his lane to go ganking with his Chronos threat. But you can do that. They're not going to be able to push top now because Darkseer's almost like level 6.
Yeah,
so,
he's just stacky to play this camp constantly, and always living with like 50 health too. Oh, that creep's gonna bring him pretty low. They get the tier 1 bottom. This is the Enigma, just even though he has some ability to slow down the push with the Eidolons, just doesn't want to get in close because of course that's where the lasso comes into play. Still no points of flame break. Hopefully we'll see one soon. Xiao 8's being scouted out by Ohio, has the hand of Midas, already used it, so gonna spend this time, well, threatening to gank. They're going to give Ancient Apparition a little experience. He'll hit 6 soon. And if LGD wanted to push at any point, I mean, it's going to get a lot harder with that ult up. It's coming soon. Now Xiao 8 wants to do the Ancients, and this might be his death. Batrider is going to come with the Firefly, rather. Ohio's in the front lines. Xiao 8, no black hole yet. Oh, what a nice ice path, but is it going to be enough? One more auto attack, Xiao 8. Oh, the miss uphill, doesn't matter. Ohio cleans up the kill. But without that ice path, I think that's a double. Didn't have mana for lasso. Already has a blink dagger. Yikes. 7-minute blink, 6-minute Midas for MUFC.
The Knights might die.
Oh, more action. Ohio, yeah, they get the counter kill, and then the shackle on 2, but it's only a level 2 shackle. Wow, not getting any points of win run, just going for the more aggressive build. In the safe lane as a support, makes sense. Well,
I don't agree with this Darkstar is playing right now. He should be top. He needs to have a TP score. Does he realize his tower is gonna die? If he was top, then this wouldn't be happening. Also, I was waiting for a Darkstar to go top just because if you keep on-showing the top wave, Ring of Health isn't enough. Their Void's gonna lose a lot of HP, and with the A Ice Blast incoming, the Ancient Apparition support's already level 6. So with Onshell constantly harassing you with the Ancient Apparition, like fear of ulting you, you're never gonna be able to farm anymore. And they should be doing that. The Darkstar needs to go top right now. They have a really, really high advantage, and I think if they just go top right now, they might even secure the game.
I mean, they have the blink on Bat. He's got Lasso. He never used it in the last fight. They've got such a good team to just fight now. You mentioned until they get the Lasso up, until Batrider at 6, they probably won't be aggressive. Well, we've hit that window, and LGD's really far behind, so I'm with you. I think it's that moment to strike. You've even got your Ice Blast. You've got everything you need to start fighting. I guess you'd like a few more levels on the Windrunner, but it's not really essential. They do rotate Lifestealer top, so at least the tower stands in the end. They've dropped the Glyph. Now Batrider comes in with the Lasso available and the Blink. They're going to go for the Bat Bomb. Do they actually try and go on the Void? It's always dicey with him.
This is what I talked about earlier in the game, where you can go for the Bat Bomb with the Ancient Apparition Snipe. I think they can kill him, as long as he doesn't backtrack the Ancient Apparition Blast.
They're going to go mid instead, so still trying to shut down this Rubik. They apparently don't want to try and waste their time with Sylar. In comes the Firefly. This should be an easy, easy kill. Oh boy. Yao never stood a chance. This is... You know, the solo mid Rubik, it was already tough in the lane, and now with Batrider having a blink, it's going to get real hard for LGD to farm pretty soon.
Yep. I think it should already be really hard for them to farm if the Darkstar went top, but I don't know. He's just gonna push mid instead. I guess that's okay. But they're gonna go for a tower trade, so someone needs to go top right now. Like, a lot of people need to go top right now. Especially the Darkstar. I keep mentioning this, but the Darkstar really needs to go top right now.
Well, he does have a TP scroll, so this time he could try to, but the tower's already dead. They're just gonna give it up. Hey, will fly through. Hits 3 heroes. It's only level 1, so not really the end of the world. Mech is coming soon on the dark side. I suppose that's, well, maybe the one nice thing is he's getting a lot of farm in spite of not being in that top lane. Early mech for this team is going to allow them to be even more aggressive, and they do seem like quite a tower diving bunch. So hey, extra armor and the heal, good to tank those tower shots, good to fuel the aggression. Sylar's going to find a DD. He is going for a Battle Fury. I know for your team, ldOTA really favors that attack speed build, going for, you know, the Midas, the Maelstrom with the new time lock and the fact that you get double damage in Chronosphere. To me, it seems like I feel more players should maybe be using that instead of going for sort of the old school Battle Fury build. But Sylar, all the Chinese love their Battle Fury. Burning always goes for it, no matter what.
I would like to talk about it, but I think they're gonna fight soon.
Oh yeah, no time to talk about it. Shao Wait's gonna be initiated upon. He does have a black hole. He will use it just for Ohio, but the AO flies in. Chrono to prevent the vacuum there. That's actually a pretty nice black hole. Doesn't matter. Batrise flying high, doing some good damage. Impale on him though. Sylar is having some nice focus fire. That Chrono, allowing the black hole to last a bit longer, seems to be making the difference. 3 heroes dead. Now Net getting body blocked by DDC. 4 heroes dead. Wow, that team fight. LGD, they were behind by 5k gold, and they just got a 4-man, not quite a wipe, but pretty close. Windrunner was not there.
It's pretty much the equivalent of a wipe if you're gonna give every kill to the Faceless Void, which is pretty much what they did.
It's gonna be like a 14-minute Battle Fury at this rate.
With Treads, that's with Permanent Shield and a Wand, Magic Stick, that's pretty insanely fast. I mean, that was a problem. They should have kept the Void down. They could have easily done that, with what I mentioned, but they decided not to do that, and they forced a team fight against Chronosphere. Also, I want to mention that Yao's, like, they won a team fight, so it doesn't matter, but his Rubik's was really slow with the steal. He could have easily stole the Lasso, but he didn't use his ultimate for the entire duration of the fight until the very end, and then he still staking napalm.
Not really what you want as Rubik.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter in the end of it. I mean, I don't know. As for the item build for Void, ldOTA likes that build because you can fight a lot earlier with the Maelstrom. You have a lot more attack space here. Bash becomes a lot more annoying. And once you get the Maelstrom, you can just like go fight right away. Like, if they're pushing a tower, they're so scared of your Void because he does so much DPS. But if you have like a Perseverance, it's like, oh, whatever. There's Void can Chrono us, sure. But he has a Perseverance, so he's not gonna do any damage.
Well, I guess in that fight what we saw is that he's not doing that much damage, but his team is. The Jakiro doing a lot. The Rubik was slow to steal the Lasso, but even just hitting a Fade Bolt on a couple of heroes, they do have some good AoE nukes, plus the Nyx Assassin does a lot of burst. He's up to 7 already, so I guess in that sense, it's okay maybe if your Void's not doing as much, and it works out for LGD, you know, whether it was ideal or not. MUFC sitting very far back. I guess they're expecting a smoke gank. I don't know why they would be. LGD, it's pretty obvious they just want to farm right now, but they're playing very defensively. Well, they are going to smoke of their own now used. They're going to walk right into the entire... This is something LGD loves to do, which is even when they're farming, they all farm really close together. They'll be at separate camps, but they'll be, you know, no more than like 2 or 3 screen lanes away. So if the fight breaks out, everybody is there to back each other up.
I agree with this play because I think after giving Sylar that many kills, if they just play safe right now, that they're going to secure a late game advantage by a lot.
But can they really fight without the Nyx Assassin? We're going to find out because they blinked on the Sylar. He's got the chrono. No, he's not able to get it off. Oh no, now the Ice Path on 2. The fight turning around in a hurry. Buyback from Sylar. They want to contest this one. Oh, he runs. Oh, he gets a chrono on 2. This looks real bad, although DDC does run into it. But Macro Pyre doing some, not really enough damage. A little bit late. Now X Freedom trying to run away. The bash is there. Oh, and he's going to fall down in the end. It looks like Windrunner was able to escape in the end. They were fighting without the Lifestealer. It seemed a little odd to try and force a 5-man team fight, not having 5 of your own, but...
Well, they didn't know that there was a 5-man team fight, because the way LGD plays is that sure, they're always sticking together, but you don't know that. They don't have to be sticking together. And so MUFC took a risk and they thought, oh, okay, maybe the Void's alone. Maybe we can kill him fast enough and then get out, but they can't. Because the Void bought back and he jumped back in.
Right, and that's the beauty of having that tier 1 up, which maybe if the Darkseer was there earlier, he wouldn't have. The tower would have taken some pressure, would have fallen, but hey, them's the break. Sylar now eats an H apparitional. Nope, just kidding, he's gonna walk away. He did buy back, so they at least delay his Battle Fury. Lifestealer was farming, sure he didn't help his team, but he does have an armlet. He's not gonna outcarry a Void 1v1, but perhaps with the Batrider's help they can find some more kills. We just haven't seen any really effective Bat Bombs, aside from that kill mid, which was pretty much guaranteed anyway, just with the Blink Batrider.
Yep. I don't really know what MUFC should do right now, because they should aggressively force fights, because they have to. But at the same time, they can't really win those fights. But if they go for a farm game, I don't really expect them to win either. They can split and farm the map. I think if it was my team, we would be doing that, just split up, farm the jungle, kill all the jungle camps, farm Tower of Darkseer, and try to apply pressure to Tower of Darkseer while you're killing your own jungle, killing everything. Because you know that LGD is just gonna play safe, they're gonna play together as 5. But the thing is, like, they don't have to. Their M1, like, their Nyx Assassin does have level 6, and they can go ganking. It's just that LG just doesn't do that, but they could. So it's a really difficult position for MUFC right now.
And I guess they just feel like they don't want to take any more risks. If they lose a few more team fights, that might be all she wrote for their chances this game. So they choose to farm instead. Now they go for the Bat Bomb. Batrider is working towards a BKB. He's got the Ogre X picked up. Yao rotates towards the bottom lane. This could be the kill, although even if they find this kill, it's a lot of time Lifestealer isn't spending farming. That Void is just sitting in the jungle. We haven't seen that much creep stacky, though, and I'd like to see some start now, certainly, since he's got the Battle Fury. We'll see if they go for it. Much more focused on the pulling, much more sort of just worried about staying together as a team and not getting caught.
This is going to be a good kill if they kill Yao, because it would force TPs, but unless they get caught, then it's bad. But if they kill Yao and they force TPs and they surge out, then it's a really good kill.
Well, I think you jinxed it, because as soon as you said that, they walked away.
Well, Yao's playing really far back. They should have went a lot earlier, but it's too late.
Well, it was a long way to chase them. They choose not to take the risk. They got burnt once, but they did get burnt at the tier 1 top, which is a lot different from the tier 2 bottom. Obviously, with the Dire Jungle being top, it's more likely there's going to be 4 or 5 heroes there, but
like if they just surge the Batrider and he grabs, you're running so fast that you can pull him really far away, and it takes like 1 second to kill Yao, and then they just get out. I don't think they could. Sylar could have he could have TP'd in and got a chrono off, but I don't think his team would have been in position to chain stun them. So it's too late for that now.
Regeneration.
I hear you. It's a very tough position for MUFC, and you know LGD they did a lot, had sort of some questionable laning decisions and seemed a little indecisive about what they wanted to do. The one thing that has gone quite well for them though is sort of their mid-game stability. They sticking together as a team, not really giving too many openings. You mentioned that one opening bottom, which could have forced TPs, but MUFC just feeling like they got burnt once, they don't want to get burnt again. But if they're not ganking, what are they doing? They're giving Sylar a lot of farm. Ohio's now trying to... He went for the early Midas, then he started ganking, now he's going back to jungling. This is given time for Void, as far as net worth goes, to basically keep the pace, and Void is going to carry Lifestealer, out-carry him 1v1. And he's got a lot more backup as far as the team fight goes, so I feel like MUFC is in kind of, not desperate straits, but getting close.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with playing a losing game. Like, when we're winning, we talk a lot, but then when we're losing, sometimes, like, no one takes... Like, even though I'm the captain, sometimes I don't talk that much anymore, because you don't really know what to do. And like, even though it looks like in the goal graph and the experience graph that MUFC is still ahead, I personally think they're severely behind right now, just because of the hero compositions and how well LGD can team fight. And when you're losing like this, I don't know exactly what they can do, and I don't think they know what to do either. That's why they're wasting a lot of time.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's as much about the mental state as it is about what's actually happening in the game and, just affecting the decisions the teams are making. The Bat Bomb is here. They're going to try this again. This would be, I think, the third attempt. The last one has not been successful. The first one was. Let's see, they smoke up. There is an award here. The illusion was killed off, but quite a few MUFC heroes were spotted in the jungle, so gotta be a bit wary. We'll see if LGD react in time. They surge in the Batrider. He's fireflied up. He wants to find something, but LGD just scatter immediately. Now the flames are revealed, but the Batrider's getting in close. DDC is there with the Impale. Out comes the Lifestealer. Will there be a black hole just for him? There will again. Always with the black holes just for him, but this time Shackle is here. Now the wall as well. Corona to counter the aggression, but can they actually find kills? They need to kill off quite a few heroes. That Lifestealer is still pretty scary. Now Sylar gets slowed down. The fight started with some good initiation, and it's getting better and better for MUFC. This is the chasing power that we talked about. Once you find one kill, it is real hard to run away. In fact, nearly impossible. MUFC find a couple of kills of their own. Not a total victory, though. They don't get a tower off of it. They do slow down the Void's farm. They bait out a black hole, so overall, success.
Yep, the Enigma didn't lose any gold, so it wasn't that bad for him. But the Void lost some gold.
Oh, he's got his BKB now. And all they have for that is the lasso.
He bought it right before he died, so that was a good play by him. No, not panicking that much. But the Void jump in, I feel like he should have walked in and ultied, because when he jumped in, he didn't ulti right away anyway, because there wasn't a good ulti for him. So he should have walked in.
Oh, LGD's trying to get aggressive top lane, and that might cost them. DDC, what a long-range shackle! It latched, and then he got pulled back, and he'll die for that. LGD, without the black hole, with the Chrono on cooldown, I think you just got to forfeit this tower, but they're trying to defend it. They do have some spam, but there is always that danger of getting caught. And speaking of getting caught, Batriders coming around. There are observers, of course, in the jungle spotting this out. And now LGD forced to back away, forced to give up this tower. And, well, the jungle gets a little bit less safe. They've gotten a lot out of this jungle, despite losing the tier 1 mid early. They've held on to that tier 1 top, but with it down, it's a little bit harder to farm.
Yeah, they're not going to keep going, because Sylar was going to push down the bottom tower if they kept going. And they used 3 TP scrolls for bottom. Let's see if they get a kill. They're going to get the kill.
Unless he backtracks everything, which, well, he doesn't, so...
And they're going to get the bottom tower. The bottom tower is really low. They have 4 TP scrolls for bottom. And well, with Sylar, I don't see any way they're going to defend this, and they don't have the black hole. This is actually starting to go MUFC's way quite severely. But LGD is going to get the mid tower. I don't think there's any way MUFC can defend that tower just because they use 4 TP's bottom, so there's no way they can TP middle. And LGD knows this. They're going to go for a tower trade.
Yeah, this is the right decision. There's just, you can't contest right now. Sylar doesn't have buyback. He probably wouldn't want to use it anyway, even if he did. So they give up the tier 2 bottom. They still have that crucial tier 2 mid, but Roshan control starting to equalize a bit as the towers fall for LGD. I feel like MUFC, they just need to keep on finding these ganks with the Lifestealer, the Batrider, the AO. Every time they find one, it's not just the kill, it's what happens afterwards. They get the towers pushed down, they get the lanes pushed out, they prevent LGD from farming aggressively, so it's giving them more of an economic comeback in that sense, or advantage, I should say.
I want to go back to what I was mentioning before. I think it's really important. Like what the Void did, that one team fight next in their jungle, is like he panicked, and when he jumped in, he didn't ulti right away. So there was no reason for him to jump in the first place if you have no idea where to ulti. If he just walked in instead and ulti, he would have been able to save his time walk to escape. Like, he didn't get stunned to death. he was slowed by the Nax and he was slowed by napalm and everything, and then eventually he froze. But he would not have been frozen if he just like had time walk at that situation. So that was a really big deal, him dying right there. When your carry dies, especially if it's like a void or anti-mage, it really hurts.
Right, and they've invested a lot in protecting him. He got the safe lane farm. They had 3 heroes there, either pulling or just harassing in lane. They kept the whole team, for Christ's sake, backed up behind him to make sure when the aggression came from MUFC, they were prepared for it. And then to give up the kill, it delays the BKB. It also means that Chrono is on cooldown, and we saw what happened when that's on cooldown. They give up the tier 1 top. Shortly thereafter, they're forced to forfeit that tier 2 bottom. Every time that Void dies, it just gives MUFC so much space to be aggressive, and now LGD thinking about a push bottom.
Oh.
We'll see if they'll go for it. No, they're going to back off and defend mid, and MUFC is now going to go top, so everybody kind of moving all over the place. Nope, they're going to stay mid.
Radiant's bottom tower
I think they're gonna force a team fight. It's gonna be a definite 5 vs 5 fight. I don't expect MUFC to back off right now.
Well, they want that easy opening. They want that quick pickoff. There is a Basher up on the Lifestealer. That is one other potential way to cancel the black hole, although you've got to be at the right position to do it from. We'll see. It's something to think about. It's also something that can make life difficult for Sylar, depending on how lucky he is. With the evasion, Batrider's lurking. They're trying to bait Sylar from the looks of things. He's in the front lines, but now Batrider comes over the tree line, blinks in, grabs the Nixus, oh no, grabs the Enigma, but the Firefly damage actually procs the Spike Carapace. A ult hits him quite a few. That Chrono, oh my god, that Chrono, what a disaster for LGD. 3 heroes dead, buyback from the Enigma. What really can they do? Oh man, that Chrono.
That was a great play by MUFC. They had a ward middle, if you see. They have a ward stealing the Void, but they decide not to jump him. Instead, they go for the Enigma, which is the primary target they should be going for, because he has a black king bar. So if you kill him before he pops the BKB, he's not going to be able to black hole. And when you're inside them like that with 2 heroes, their Void can't really chrono, because if you chrono those 2 heroes, then
your whole team's chrono.
Then you're screwed. But if you don't black hole and you don't chrono the Nax is going to kill your whole team anyway. So even if you somehow chrono the other 3 heroes, which is really difficult because they have Windrock and they have Surge and stuff like that. Like even if you somehow chrono all 3 of those guys and you don't chrono any of your guys, if it's a 5 vs 2 fight and your Enigma, no, a 4 vs 2 fight and your Enigma is dead and you don't have chrono, then Nax will actually still win that fight because Void's really weak right now. He doesn't have the Maelstrom, he doesn't have the Midas, doesn't have the attack speed, doesn't have the Mom, so he can't bash the Nax to death. He has absolutely no attack speed right now except Treads.
Yeah, this is why I'm still not convinced about the Battle Fury build. The Chinese teams just have, I don't think I've seen them once go for the attack speed build, but it just seems like the Void doesn't, every game where I see this build, it's either the Void is free farm, in which case you could probably win with any build, or the Void is forced to fight early, and then he doesn't have the attack speed that he wants, but it's not, for whatever reason, it's not working out. I think above all else, when Sylar chronoed there, that just completely screwed his team. The A ult hit everyone. His whole team was trapped, and so much nuke damage coming in from afar. It really sealed a fight that was already looking quite bad for them. They get the tier 2 off of this, so now LGD really... Now it gets more dangerous to farm aggressively. If Sylar's pushing by himself, he's not going to have that TP support that he was having earlier.
They're going to need a turtle like crazy in order for this to work, and I don't know how long it's going to take, maybe like extra 20 minutes in order for LGD to win this game right now. Because Sylar's going to go BKB, sure, that's going to keep him a little safe. But, I mean, that doesn't give him any damage at all. He's going to need a Butterfly after that, and then he's going to be useful. But by that time, he's going to get Abyssal Bladed by the Nax, and he already has that. And Nax is going to have another item.
Yeah, it's a pretty fat mix, to say the least. Oh, man. Abyssal Blade already. He'd better pray for those backtracks, because otherwise he is just going to die instantaneously. A huge fight breaking out as the Batrider initiates. Lasso onto Xiao Wei. Xiao Wei does get the black hole. No, he gets bashed. He gets Abyssal Bladed, actually, not bashed, and then brought down. And the BKB from Batrider. They pick the Enigma, and this is one of the best ways to deal with a big team fight, 5-man Dota type strategy. If you just pick off one of those key heroes and they don't have enough farm on their others to win the fight 4v5, you are screwed. And every fight, it starts with the Enigma getting caught out, and every fight that they're losing ends with that Enigma dying before the action begins.
That was a lot of miscommunication by LGD. I think DDC made the right choice, and Xiao Wei was actually the one who made the wrong choice. DDC ran in, and he was smoked, and he was invis. So his smoke popped, but he was still invis. So he's like, okay, there's heroes up there. They're waiting for us up the hill. So we're not going to run up there. But Xiao Wei, like, he ran up there when DDC was falling back. So that was a miscommunication. Enigma gets picked off before they do anything.
And even with the BKB, we're just seeing the lasso, and now the Abyssal Blade being so potent against him. And sure, you've got ways to...
Well, if he actually blocking bars and ultis, I don't think they're gonna be able to get rid of it, just because lasso is a really short range and the Abyssal Blade's melee range. So if he gets blink BKB, I think it should be still okay. I don't think it's gonna be canceled. Oh no.
LGD's internet gets pretty bad around this time of day, and they actually live in the same house as LGD International, so if we see that as our grand finals matchup, it may just be both teams disconnecting constantly all game. Hopefully the internet will settle down, but this gives us a chance to kind of take stock of the game right now. It is a massive lead for MUFC as far as gold goes, 12k. I mean, still something like we've talked about that LGD could recover from because of that big team fight, but the bigger this lifestealer gets, the easier it is to just find those pickoffs, and the harder it is for LGD to execute a good team fight.
Right now, the game is looking like no one is farmed LGD except Sylar, and Sylar isn't even that farmed anymore. But even though Sylar is the only one on their team that has any gold, his gold isn't giving him much damage. So I just don't see how they're gonna fight this right now. They have a lot of stuns, which is good when you have a really hard carry. Like when you have 4 protect 1 strategy, which is what they have. If you have a lot of stuns and your 1 has a lot of carry potential, which Void does, and he has a damage, then with those stuns you can pretty much kill everybody. But right now, even if you stun them, you're just delaying your own death. You're not really like getting the opponent killed.
Right. Where's the damage? Like the Void, he's got a Battle Fury. That's great. You know, he's not really attacking fast at all, and these attacks aren't devastating. These are not like 600 damage crits from Sven. And with Lifesteal having Rage, with you know, the Darkseer having a mech. Oh, by the way, Darkseer is a Scythe of Ice. So, another way to just lock down that Enigma before he can get his BKB off. I don't... And BKB, of course, on the Batrider. I mean, how are you bursting anyone down? Even, I guess if you have a perfect Chrono and Black Hole, then maybe you can find some kills. But it's real hard to get
It's really difficult for that to happen just because of the mobility of MUFC's lineup. The only hero that's slow is H Apparition, but that hero stays back anyway. He just stays all the way back for the Ice Blast, making sure you can hit it without feeding. So I just don't see them getting that Chrono right now. If anything, he's gonna Chrono his own team.
It's funny you say that, because that was, I mean, honestly, that deserves like a highlight. Just the saddest with like the wah 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 music. That was, and Tyler's a fantastic player, but just one of the most unfortunate Chronospheres you will ever see.
Sylar is actually my favorite player in China right now. But I mean, there's nothing he could have done. When Nax can kill your team.
Right.
Every hero on your team in less than a second, you're gonna have to use that Chrono right away. I mean, you're gonna have a really high chance of fucking it up when you're in that such a high stress situation.
And also just because, you know, the Batrider and the Lifesteal are just jumping into the middle of the fight instantly, so it's very hard for your team not to get caught in the Chrono when, you know, those two heroes, it's mainly the Lifesteal that you need to Chrono, is in the middle of everything. And if you get caught, then you become collateral damage pretty quickly.
Yeah. Sorry, a little sick.
That's
which
okay.
Which is not good, because 4 and tomorrow? Oh wait, 2 days?
How is when do you leave? How's the training going?
Leave at 8:55 p.m. tomorrow, EST. Training is not going that well, because when I came back from DreamHack, I was super sick, like how Cinderin was when he won the other DreamHack.
It's the DreamHack curse, man.
Yeah.
It's the plague.
And also my flight was delayed an extra day, so I came back and I was sick for like 2 days, so we didn't practice the whole week. Because we were worried that there was going to be a patch on Thursday, and Aki, so we decided not to scrim on Thursday, and Aki had to leave on Friday, so we're like, okay. And then when Aki came back on Sunday, he was sick, so we're like, okay, we're screwed. So we started practicing yesterday.
Oh, man. So basically what you're saying is you've gotten the maximum possible preparation, and you are guaranteeing right now that you're going to easily take first place. That's what I'm hearing from you.
When I'm asked whether I'm going to take first place or not, I always say yes, because I think if you don't have the belief that your team will win, that you won't. But I think Fnatic's looking really strong right now. We were really worried about VP. I think VP is a really strong team, but they didn't end up going. And all the other teams that are going right now aren't particularly strong, except maybe Fnatic.
Yeah, there's been a lot of turnover with the teams for that Thor Open, to say the least. So, I think it's like 3 or 4 teams that have been replaced. Kind of unfortunate, but still some good teams attending. So, you've been getting to watch the Asian Dota. How are you? I mean, you mentioned it's weird. Can you do you want to talk more about like what are some of the interesting differences you're seeing? Are there things that you're taking from these teams? I know quite a few people I've talked to have said like they watched a lot of G1. They were studying like the ward spots from some of the Chinese teams, and have you been watching the games, like sort of studying them, or just kind of entertainment, checking them out?
No, I don't do that. But for like entertainment only purposes.
No fun for you.
Watching replays isn't necessarily that fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I get from Chinese is that like people talking about like how fast they farm, blah 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 blah, their carries, blah blah blah. I don't believe in any of that shit. I don't think their farming rates are that high or anything like that. But there's one thing that's insanely good about them is that their ability to focus fire in team fights, their ability to play safe, to dodge smoke ganks, to just make sure they don't fuck up and make the opponent fuck up first. So that's the one thing you can get from them. But I think I've already like it's not that I got that from them already, like that we already learned that, but
that's what you're trying to acquire, basically.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to acquire, and I'm not really getting much more from watching them because I know what they do. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. A lot of teams talk about is that you know exactly what they're gonna do, but what the fuck are you gonna do against it? You can't outrun them though.
Pray, pretty much. That's what you're gonna do. Oh man. They have gotten caught this game, though. LGD, normally known for being pretty good at not getting caught. I mean, even out of the Chinese teams, I think that's really one of their signatures is... And it's how they beat IG at the G1 LAN finals was... G1 was IG was running this super aggressive, Night Stalker, Sven, Bounty Hunter, face rush, max move speed, race car lineup. And it was working beautifully until that event where, LGD picked a lot of melee counters and more specifically... just never got caught out, but this game, they're getting caught out quite a bit. And
wait, what's going on? Are you talking about the G1 League, where they beat IG?
Yeah. Although the game has resumed, so...
Well, in the G1 League, they went for a 5-man Dota, like complete 5-man Dota with like Luna, Undying, Beastmaster and stuff. So it was really difficult for you to break that apart with Bounty Hunter and Night Stalker. So I actually had to do something else, like go Nikolai and stuff.
Yeah, it's they tried to anyway. That's a hero. That's a starstruck hero in Asian Dota. Has not really done well. I mean, in Dota 1, I know some teams have... I know DK has run it successfully in 6.74B, but very occasionally at that. And, well, it has not worked recently in Dota 2. That's for damn sure.
That hero is really high risk, high reward. If you mess up with Anti-Mage in the early game, you can still try to get a Battle Fury, and you can still split push to keep the game from ending. Like you can delay the game as long as possible. But with Nikolai, if you mess up the early game, you're screwed. Like you're not farming anything with that hero if you mess up the early game. But if you do really well in the early game, you can just start pushing. You can start, and if they try to go on you, and you get your heals off, you get one hero kill, and your mana goes up by like 400, 600.
Right.
And your HP regeneration goes up like crazy. I mean, you're just gonna, like the momentum's just gonna be on your side, and you're gonna win the game. That's why I think about Nikolai. But that hero's too risky. I'm not gonna pick him that much.
Well, yeah, I feel like you mentioned like the pushing early. It's sort of like, or you could just pick Luna, which is what LGD International is doing, and you get more of a guaranteed push. You don't need as many items to make it happen.
But they ban it or they don't get it.
Nobody's been banning it. They've gotten it 6 times, I think, out of like their last 7 or 8 official matches.
They did ban this game though.
Yeah, it has been seen some bans. I think it'll be banned every game against LGD International, whoever plays them. Well, let's talk more about this game. It has resumed. We are back underway, of course. Score 13-8 for MUFC. For anyone who's just tuning in, wondering what the hell is going on, this is your loser bracket finals for the GEST Challenge. It's a best out of 3. Game number 1 currently underway. Whoever wins this goes on to face LGD International in what will be a best out of 5 with a 1-game advantage for LGD International. They are your winner bracket champions. That was played yesterday. So, it's a long road. LGD, I mean, I mentioned that fatigue can become an issue. At least on... obviously, these Chinese players, to some extent, are used to every day grinding out scrims in the team house for 8-10 hours, even more. That's something that LGD does a lot of, from what I've heard talking to the international squad. But even for that, I mean, all the pauses, it's got to disrupt your rhythm to some extent as a player.
it's generally better for a losing team.
So I guess they're happy then.
Yeah, it's good.
Strategy disconnect.
Yeah, they're gonna trade 5 TP scrolls and a tower for Roshan, I think. Oh, what? They're not gonna keep going? Okay. Well, because if they just kept going, they can trade. It's a little dangerous because the Battle Rider can jump in and pull you in. But
Right, and you've got the Surge.
now it's the other way around. They're gonna lose 5 TP scrolls, which is pretty significant. Well, they're just gonna walk back with 3 of them, I guess.
Or they're just gonna jungle and, well, wait to see what happens. This is, I mean, that's a moment where MUFC could have struck, but they, like you talked about earlier, they don't know that LGD is in their jungle.
I don't agree with this play by LGD. I think they could have. Like, it's risky to keep pushing because they have a Battle Rider, but they should have still did it. Just because, had they TP back, then that delays the game. When you're losing, a split push is really good because it delays the game. They have a TP back, they have to defend their towers, and they're not going to be pushing you. But if you TP back, they're just going to 5-man Dota into your base, and if they kill you in your base, you're done. Especially when they have the Aegis.
Right, they're getting racks off of that, no question. And, well, the Bat Rider Infest is here again. Lifestealer up to a Crystallis, sitting on 800 gold. Is there anything on the Courier? No. So still off that Daedalus, but I mean, he can pretty much 2 or 3 shot anyone if he gets a crit at most. And that's just by himself. Such a passive turn for the game. We had some real action for like a 4 or 5 minute period there in the mid game, but with all these pauses, it's starting to feel like a 40-50 minute game, even though we are only 32 minutes in. Now MUFC begins the siege. Bat Rider's going to be surged in straight up the lane. Wanting Xiaowei will find him. He does get the BKB off though. Now thrown up in the air. Lifestealer pops out, and then the black hole to lock Ohio in place. Nothing to counter it at this point. Ohio dropping low. He is going to fall. He's got the Aegis, but the whole team abandons him. They're going to throw away an Aegis. I'm not sure why they're not trying to help him out here. They've got everyone except for the Bat, so they just throw away. There still is a Chrono. I guess they didn't want to get caught, but they don't even try to fight that.
They could just sheep the Void and a vacuum wall. I don't know if they would have won the fight, but the cooldown isn't insanely long or anything like that. They could have just used it and just backed off afterwards. I mean, I guess it's fine. But the reason why they lost that fight is because their Battle Rider didn't freaking BKB. If he just BKB, he would have pulled them and it ran away with the Surge, so it posed the Enigma closer to them, and they wouldn't be in such a bad position. But because he didn't pop the BKB, he got impelled by a 2.77 second stun, and then he got thrown backwards. So they were screwed.
Well, after that big team fight win, LGD is going to get a tier 1 bottom. This is... I mean, some people may get frustrated by it, but this is how LGD, even when they're behind, you can never count this team out because they are going to be patient. They're going to force you to make, all the right plays to close the deal. And MUFC, their lineup is a little bit harder to execute than some to a certain extent. Sure, you've got Lasso, and on paper it seems easy. Just surge, blink in, drop the Lasso, pull the Enigma back.
It is easy. You just have the BKB.
It doesn't seem easy.
He doesn't want a BKB. That was the issue.
Oh man,
you're
harsh.
Well, that's a silly mistake. It shouldn't happen.
Well, this is Dota, a place where silly mistakes do happen. It's
like this mistake is worse than BKB in the forest for no reason, which happens all the time. But that one shouldn't happen. Like, the other one is just a misclick. This is like, oh, I'm blinking to 5 heroes, guys. I'm not gonna BKB because there's no way they're fast enough to click me.
It was a mind game play there.
It's like, oh, I don't want to waste my BKB. They're not gonna stun me anyway.
If I don't BKB, then they'll never know when I'm gonna use it, and they'll be afraid that I might use. I don't know. All right, it was a misplay. What can I say? But LGD off of this, they get a pipe up on DDC. Gold experience still a significant lead for MUFC, but all the ults have cooled down. Now Void's getting close to a butterfly, and this is where he starts to get a little bit tough for the Nyx Assassin. Of course, you've got the Abyssal Blade. He's still going to be fairly squishy. They've got the Hex so that he won't have that evasion, or that additional evasion, I should say, if he doesn't get the VKB off. So lots of things that can kind of go either way, depending on what abilities are used first. But LGD are starting to get those next items up, and you gotta wonder if MUFC's feeling like they need to try and win this game pretty soon. They had an Aegis, they threw it away. Do you wait for the next rush? Do you try and force a fight now? What do you do?
I think you should just go now, because the butterfly is the big deal. The Eagle Horn is useless, but and the winner just got a sheepstick, so their item progression is pretty good right now, and they're not gonna get much stronger. I mean, sure, their Nax's gonna get a breeze in like 4 minutes, but that's too late. By that time, the Void's gonna have a butterfly. No one else on their team is close to any item, so they should just go now.
It's hard to go when LGD constantly is this Nyx assassin running around invis, scouting things out, making sure they're not going to get caught, or at least that it's going to be hard to catch them out, and also when LGD's roaming is 5. So these two factors...
You don't have to fight them, though. You can just go. Let's go. Just go push the base. You don't have to try to smoke and pick them up. I mean, LGD is not going to get picked off by things like that. They're really good at taking smokes, and they're always together as 5. So who cares? Just go push. Their Darkstar has a blink there. They just rush in and just suicide in. I don't think they should worry about like walking in and stuff. They just all go in, like wind run in, blink in again, and H apparition and stay back. That's okay.
He's allowed to stay back. Well, apparently they don't feel the same way. They want to go for the smoke gank, and
no, it's fine. Like I think my team would have done the same thing. You go for a smoke gank first. If it doesn't work, then you just go 5-man go. I mean, they're not gonna waste too much time when they do this, because when you're smoke ganking as 5 like this and you're winning the game, the opponent is usually just gonna be staying in their base anyway. So sure, you're wasting time, but your opponent's wasting time anyway. So it doesn't mean anything. But you do waste the smoke. That's it. And then after the smoke fails, you just go push. So it's fine what they're doing right now.
well, let's see if they just go push. They are grouped up top. The smoke's
They're gonna get top tower.
LGD 5-man towards the bottom side of the map, and Roche still a few minutes away from respawning. I mean, this isn't a tower that LGD should bother defending by any means. It's just not important at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they should be defending that tower anyway. Also, I think their voice should push down bottom tower so that after they get the top tower, they're not going to be able to get the tier 3 tower because they have TB bottom to defend.
Well, it looks like Sylar has the same mindset. He's pushing bottom. He does have the bottom.
We'll see. He might back off again, last time, before he gets into the base.
Yeah, we're seeing if these two teams play chicken, I gotta say I don't think they'd be very good at it because they both like to back off a lot. At least today, we've seen some much more decisive play from them at times, but a lot of false starts from both teams. Top tower is being pushed. Ohio still no dataless, has it soon, but 5x probably. Well, I'd say it's the higher priority, but if you're pushing and you don't have boots of travel, not really gonna help you that much. We'll see. Sylar just farming the enemy jungle, didn't go for the tier 2, so they get the tier 2 top.
I wonder what's going through MUFC's mind right now. Everyone backed up and give a tower kill to the Bat Rider. What does he want? Does he want a force staff? Like, right now? So they're giving him all the farm? That might be it, because they're giving him the mid farm as well. The mid farm is way higher than the bottom farm, so, I mean, if they were trying to get the Nax more farmed up, they would have sent him middle, because there's 5 talents middle. 5 range creeps.
Well, if he wants the force staff, he's about to have it, and, you know, we saw in the last fight, obviously you've already got Surge to help pull someone back faster, but the force staff even more reliable than that, so getting that Enigma into a bad spot, it'll help, and he's pretty much got it. Needs like another, what, 400 gold? The 600 gold.
Yep. They're giving him everything, so let's see what he gets. He doesn't have any item on quick buy, so no one uses that though.
It's such a passive game. Have we seen a kill in 10 or 15 minutes? I don't know that we have. It's just it's odd for me. It's just such a change of pace because yesterday it was just constant aggression from everyone.
I'm okay with this game though. The other game, the Anti-Mage game, that game made me want to kill myself. But this game was fine because at least they're not making, like, except for that BKB. I mean, they're not playing stupid Dota. I mean, sure it's boring, but this is what they're supposed to be doing. Whereas the Anti-Mage game was just like, oh my god, why, guys, why?
It's it's not so much that it's boring for me, it's more just like I feel like I'm being like thrown against a bunch of different walls. I don't really know what to expect. They're gonna catch Sylar bottom lane, there's the Hex to start it off, the double Hex, now the Abyssal Blade, he's tanking everything! Dat backtrack too strong, now time walks away, and will survive. Oh man, I think they stacked the Hexes there a little bit, but still, he got a lot of backtracks.
The one time they don't group up around Sylar, everyone must split up that time. And they actually somehow managed to catch him off guard during that exact time that they're actually split off, but they still don't manage to pick him off. So MUFC played really good there. They actually found him for the only time that they were split off.
Also, the Shackle barely missed by lane. That was just a hair off, and if that had hit, you gotta figure then it's definitely enough to be able to bring him down, even with the amount of backtrack Sylar was getting. Well, the LGD dodges a bullet, and now you gotta figure they're gonna play a lot safer, and somehow, magically, he didn't even have to use Chrono in that engagement, so he still got it, and LGD are gonna just 4-man behind Sylar. They're all smoked up, something we've seen from them before. Will MUFC try and go on this? Doesn't look like it. Just continued to de-ward. They have used this opportunity to get some map control back, though. Good wards in the enemy jungle towards the bottom river. Roshan is coming up momentarily. Whoever wins this next fight is most likely going to get that Aegis. Who's actually got buyback? We've got 5 heroes with it, so quite a few.
MUFC after that, Roshan needs to do something, though, because if Sylar gets one more item, then there's a turning point where instead of you trying to jump them, they jump you. Because if Sylar jumps 1-2 heroes, he's just gonna kill anybody. Like one of your heroes are gonna be gone during the chrono, maybe even 2. Even if you're nice caught in the chrono, he's gonna die during the chrono.
Oh, here comes our Bat Rider. He is infested. I can't see the little red thing animation because there's so much crap on him right now. Mostly that Ion Shell, but that's one weird bat, I guess. He looks like a Dragon Ball Z bat or something. This is Goku, I guess. Like, well, now
right now the Void. I think if he jumps in and tries to kill someone right now, he's not gonna kill anybody. Like he's gonna almost kill someone, but he's not gonna kill them. But just one more item. That's all he needs, and then I think they can turn the game around.
It's he's not far off. He's got 3.4k. He's getting close to whatever that item is. Well, I guess there's a Windrunner, so maybe you would want an MKB, but
yeah, but if you chrono, the Windrunner doesn't do anything.
That's true.
So I mean, it's fine. He needs to hurt hard because with the very moment his BKB is gone, it's gonna be like sheep, 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 sheep.
Sheep, 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 sheep.
I don't really know what MUFC is gonna do now though in terms of items. Like the Nax has a Breeza, and then what's he gonna get next? I guess he can still get like MKB or whatever. That's a really good item. But everyone else, like, what are they gonna get?
At this point, I don't feel like there's an item they can get that's gonna turn this game. It's just gonna come down to like catching LGD. But even if you catch them, they're gonna have buybacks on. I would assume on at least their Enigma and their Void, if not the rest of these heroes. Void's got it right now. Xiao 8's got it as well. Xiao 8, 2.6. He's the one hero that just hasn't progressed at all when it comes to items. He got the BKB early. He has the Blink, but that's it. Granted, he doesn't need a whole lot, as long as his positioning is good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're going to get. I don't know that it matters either, just in the sense that, well, will another item really win this game for MUFC?
Maybe Refresher on the Dark Star. I don't see much else. I mean, you can get DPS on the Windrunner, that's cool and all, but the Void's gonna kill you in the chrono, so it doesn't matter. If he gets one more item, as I keep mentioning.
Well, we could see what that item was if the game wasn't always paused.
It has to be a crit. I don't see any other item he'll go for, he should go for. He's gonna save a buyback though, that's what Chinese like to do.
Yeah.
So when he gets like 7,000 gold, which is gonna take him like 7 minutes, he's gonna get the Breeza.
Oh man. Well, we are back in play, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the end of that pause. The game has resumed. So hard. I feel like I'm losing my grip on this game with all the pauses, but we'll try and get back into it. They're gonna go into Roshan. They kind of snuck their way in here. It will drop real quickly.
Why did he infest for no reason? Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. He cast Infest on the Bat Rider, so Bat Rider can blink in, so he gets in there faster by like 1 second. That's fine though. But they're not gonna contest this because Darkster is gonna wall. They're gonna be sad. He's gonna let it go.
Well, Aegis on Ohio, so I mean he'll have an extra life. But it didn't do much for him last time. He's also gonna have the Daedalus now. Again, will he actually get to auto attack in these fights?
He's also gonna have the buyback with the travel if he feels like it. I don't expect him to die 3 times.
So you think? Oh, does he have? How much reliable gold does he have?
He has enough. He has more reliable gun than his buyback, so he'll definitely be able to.
Yeah, it's.
He has to buy the recipe before he dies, though.
If he can't kill them with 3 lives, I think that's probably all she wrote for MUFC.
Yeah.
Well, they have the Aegis. When will they strike? Crystal is up on Sylar, not saving for buyback, although he's not far off of it. Only 300 gold right now. As far as I keep on talking about buyback because it's so important right now.
Does he have it? Sylar? He loses dirty gold times 20. He doesn't, right?
No, he doesn't have it already.
He doesn't have it right now. No, but he got the crit though, so he doesn't have buyback.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have buyback. That's what I said. He has the money, but he doesn't have the reliable gold, like you said. So, MUFC just milling around. They're just not really sure how to attack this problem of breaking into LGD's base. They've got the ward vision. They've got the map control. LGD pretty much restricted to... This is kind of hilarious, actually. Sylar time walks to the creeps at his tower. 4 heroes just watch him, eyeing those creeps hungrily, but knowing that they can't have any.
This game's getting really weird, because even if LGD's farming really slow, because they have to farm next to their tower, it's not like MUFC's farm is going to do anything for them, because there's no item they can get.
I guess they could get 5 hexes, or 4 hexes, but that's about all I can think of.
That's only if they give everything to the Bat Rider, which they're not. They're splitting farm.
Well, he actually went for Boots of Travel. He never picked up that 4-staff, so I guess that's one way to try and find your picks. They surge him any Fireflies. He is going to be pretty mobile, but you can already see LGD streaming back to their base. Well, they keep on trying to find these picks. They're just not coming.
This reminds me of we as Asians Dota. Somehow they always manage to make their games go 90 minutes, and then they win.
That's really not a, I mean, that's really not a fair assessment, though. There have been a lot of very action-packed games, but this one, yes, very slow, very tactical kind of game.
It's fine though. It's what they're supposed to be doing, so you can't really blame the players for trying to win the game. That's what they should be doing.
Right, like if MUFC just charge in LGD's base, they're probably getting 5-man. Foolishly, they're getting 5-man chrono.
Well, I actually think they should do that.
Yeah.
I agree with LGD's play, but I mean, MUFC's play is questionable.
Well, they definitely should strike before this Aegis wears off. That's for sure. And as far as that goes, they've got about 3 minutes, so the 4-staff will be next for Bat Rider.
MUFC's missed all the timings, because you have to go before he gets the butterflies, because if you kill him and he buys back, sure, he can buy back. But then he don't have the butterfly. The second timing is if he gets butterfly. The very moment he gets butterfly, you know he's not gonna buy back, so you go then. But now you don't know anything. So.
Well, he's got the crystals, he's got 3k, he's got the buyback. Soon he'll have the dataless and buyback at this rate, and well, by that point the Aegis will have expired. So.
By that point, LGD goes on them. I think.
Probably, yeah. Like you said, once the void gets big enough, you can't kill him anymore, and he's just instantly killing whoever he chronos.
Yeah, and then Enigma can block whoever. Like he's
right. He follows up. He doesn't have to go in first anymore. So.
Yeah. Just BKBs and block goes anywhere, and no one can stop him. There's not a single spell that can stop him. Well, unless he black holes like really far in, and then that or Nax goes right behind him. Actually, I don't think the Nax can go behind him. I think only the back can.
I have some good news for you, Envy. Void has finally pulled ahead of the Lifestealer. He has more net worth, at least for the moment. So that's something. That's something that Sylar can put a feather in his cap, if you will. This Aegis is going to run out soon, though. They've got to, if they want to fight with this Aegis, they got to go soon. They're just not interested in it. I guess they're going for ultra late game.
This is the problem when I'm not sure how prestigious this tournament is. I actually don't know the prize pool or whatever, but when you're in the loser bracket, this is not the fun. This is only the first game though, but maybe they're already feeling the stress of being in the loser bracket.
Well, it's $1,500, but a lot of it comes down to
that's a lot.
It's a decent amount of money, and it's also a lot of it comes down to pride, especially for LGD, who just they got kind of embarrassed yesterday. I feel, just completely crushed for the most part, and
did you lose to this team?
Yeah, they got knocked down by MUFC, so it's kind of a grudge match in that sense as well.
That's so weird then. Like if MUFC 2-0 them.
Well, LGD.
Why aren't they playing more confident? Right now they're playing so.
Yeah, it's something. Oh, this might be the opening. Sylar, will they go on him? They will. They catch him, and he uses the BKB as well. Even if he buys back, he won't have that. Can he get off a chrono? He's being chain stunned. Here comes the black hole. Sylar goes away right as the black hole lands on 3. Now the chrono to follow up. Macro pyro on everyone. This is that huge team fight that you gotta be worried about whenever you go high ground. They have the Aegis on Lifestealer, but he's once again surrounded by 5 enemy heroes. He is gonna go to work on DDC. Can he bring him down? He's getting bashed. He's getting chain stunned. He goes down again. He could buy back for a 3rd life, but there's only 2 supports left. And in the end, they catch out the Void, but they can't burst him down, and then Enigma turns the fight completely on its head.
I think Sylar misplayed by popping the BKB, but it doesn't matter, because if he died, what about popping the BKB? He could have popped back and BKB'd and killed him all. But I talked about this earlier at the Tier 2 tower middle, where I said like it was really smart play by MUC. They saw the Void, but they decided not to go on him. They decided to jump in everybody else. But now they actually decided to jump on Sylar, which is awful. Because like I said, there's no one that can stop the Enigma from black holing you, except the Lasso, except the Abyssal Blade. And even then, you can't really stop him, because you have to go into melee range. So if you jump on the Enigma, the only two heroes in your team that can stop the black hole, you're just gonna get black hole. Those two heroes are gonna get black hole, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
and the Void's gonna do so much DPS, you're all gonna die.
And you mentioned all the DPS he can do. That was with him time walking away right as the black hole hit. Then he came back into the fight and dropped the Chrono and killed them all. Also, the Macro Pyre did a crap load of damage. That was like 4 seconds, 5 seconds at least of heroes just standing there melting away. It was, yeah, it's just
refresher orb.
And yeah, now a refresher orb up. So, well, if one black hole won't cut it, perhaps two will. And also the double BKB, of course, to work with. So.
They have to kill Enigma before BKBs, or they have to kill him with the Abyssal Blade. You can't go for Sylar, but Xiaowei knows this. He's not gonna be stupid. He has a Blink Dagger now, unlike in Tier 2 Tower Middle, where you only have the BKB. With the Blink Dagger, you can stay all the way back. So they have to go for a Complexity Smoke Gank or something like that in order to catch off Xiaowei.
Oh, the good old Complexity Smoke Ganks. I do miss them dearly. Scythe of Vice now up on the Rubik. And this is Yao, who really has not had the best game. He got shut down a lot. Earlier was a bad laning match, but he's still 2-2-9. Has not really been feeding, just hasn't gotten as much farm as he would like because, well, Sylar's getting pretty much all the farm this game. Speaking of Sylar, Daedalus now complete. He's getting pretty frickin' big, I think is the way to describe it. And MUFC, you talked about at some point LGD is going to be the ones they're the ones forcing the fights. We're getting close to that window. Next Roshan.
They could. They don't have to.
And then they
can
go.
still just turtle us. I mean, MUFC is screwed late game. So they can play this any way they want. Whereas MUFC is like hitting their heads on the wall right now. Like, what the fuck do we do?
I mean, every time they've gone high ground, they've just gotten destroyed by the team fight of LGD. So now you really have to feel like you've just put your hand on a hot stove.
Well, the other time they didn't get destroyed by the team fight of LGD. They destroyed themselves with the BKB.
However you want to word it, it wasn't working out when they tried to get high ground. You're brutal, man. You're brutal.
That's what happened. I'm not going to like.
No sugarcoating for you.
No.
Not a big fan.
Tell you what happened.
Not a big fan of dessert, I take it.
Radiant's middle
Well,
tower
LGD is
under
continuing to
attack.
farm. They've got a Vlad's up on the Nyx Assassin. Really good item selection overall from these supports. Force Staff on the Jakiro. All the utility items on Yao, and now the Scythe of Ice. And the Refresher on Shao 8. So everybody's getting, I mean, not just important items, but like really the ideal items, I think, to make LGD as strong as a 5-man unit as possible.
I think in terms of items, they're even right now, but they have the better heroes. So LG is ahead by a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as far as, I mean, it's an 8k gold lead, but that's nothing at this point in the game. It was like 12, 13k, what, 20, 30 minutes ago? Then that was a massive lead. Now, it's really not much at all. And like you said, it's heroes that use the gold
right now. It's like 5%. No, it's like 8%ish.
Yeah, I think like around, well, maybe closer to 10%, but even so, it's a small lead. Let's be honest
That's
about
nothing.
it.
They don't have the heroes.
And even like whenever you look at a gold lead, it's like, well, let's translate this into items. What are the big items that MUFC has that LGD doesn't? And there's really none.
Like, they have the Boots of Travel. That doesn't do anything.
I guess a couple.
Have they even used that item? Like, are they trying to do some like we're gonna die and then fly back, Boots of Travel into your face, easy?
I don't think anybody plans for that when they have like a 14k gold lead, but that may be what they turn to in the end.
They have to, maybe. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do now. Xiaowei's not gonna fail in this team fights. They have to catch him up. That's the only way they can win these team fights. If they go now, it might be good because he doesn't have buyback. If Xiaowei dies, I can see them losing the team fight. But if he doesn't die, then it's gonna go completely the other way around. It's all dependent on whether they can catch the Nimga or not. They have the heroes.
Oh, they might catch somebody bottom lane. It's Net who's caught in a horrible position. He's got a TP scroll, but he's not choosing to use it yet. Probably hoping to snipe them from behind with the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast. I guess. Or just hoping that he doesn't get caught.
It's kind of TP out. He doesn't have to snipe from behind. He can just snipe
I
from
don't
the front.
know, but he could have left
No,
a while ago. He's just hanging out here. Does he have buyback? No buyback, so not sure what he's up to, but looks like he'll dodge a bullet.
Honestly, he's not really important right now.
Well, it's that
More
time
pauses?
again when we have another pause. I'm sorry, guys. I do apologize for all the pauses, all the delays. And this is, of course, only game number 1. So however this game turns out, it is a best out of 3. These teams, I keep on bringing up stamina. I know, sure we're not playing, an athletic sport per se, but it's hard to concentrate for this long. And I mean, you said the team that's losing gets a bit of a mental edge. Generally, when there's delays like this, get a chance to sort of collect yourself. It's so many pauses. I feel like nobody has any clue what's going on anymore.
Yeah, that actually does happen to me as well, when there's a lot of pauses.
I mean, obviously you have some idea of your position in the game, but like you just sort of lose your sense for it, right? Like you get like a feel for how the game's going.
But that only happens in pub games and like Starladder or like something like that. It doesn't happen in DreamHack. Like it doesn't happen when the stakes are really high. I feel like even when there's pauses, when I come back, it's always like instant. Like I understand the situation as much as I did before the pause, or even more so because I have more time to think about it.
That's true, and if you have vision of the enemy team, then you're really happy because you can check out all their items, see exactly what their position on the map is. And they just saw quite a few heroes grouped up bottom, so MUFC has had a chance to see pretty much what LGD's up to, which is, like you said, eventually they're going to start coming for you. They're not going to be running anymore. We've reached that point.
They're going to do it now, I think. If their void dies, he can do the buyback with the travel thing.
Well... That's gonna be fearsome. He one of the
Jolly died. That's horrible.
To be fair, a buyback void only does so much. He doesn't have lifesteal. If he doesn't have the BKB or the chrono, depending on when he uses them, it may not be that scary, but it's still a void that's got a lot of items, so could turn the tides.
Like I said, it's completely dependent on whether this guy can get his double black hole off. Like they can 2 vs 5 this game if he can stay alive in black hole.
Hey, let me ask you, what is that game where like you turn a card over and then you try to remember what that card was and you try to find 2 pairs? Like there's like a bunch of cards just laid out in a grid, all face down, and then you turn one over at a time. Because I feel like I'm playing that memory. I think maybe it's called memory or something. I feel like I'm playing that. I see players just disconnecting, popping out again. I'm trying to remember who's in the game, who's out of the game. Oh man, that's become the new game.
Yeah, it doesn't even start. Like the disconnects doesn't even start during the game. It starts before the game with the freaking observers never loading.
The game is you have to send a player back into the game every 2 minutes or so, but then you've got to pull one out. If you actually get 5 first, then you lose the game. So we'll see who reconnects first. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just babbling at this point. Of course, if you're just tuning in, I'm LD. He's Eternal_envy, and Envy. I think you have a Twitter now, right?
I do.
What's your Twitter, in case... I see a lot of people are enjoying your analysis. Where can they follow you?
eternalenvy, 1991.
That's
I think following my stream is better for me.
Oh, okay.
Like twitch.tv/eternalenvy. With 2 Y's, though, in the end. I'm the fake one.
You're the fake, huh? Who's the real guy?
I don't know. He doesn't stream.
Yeah, it's funny because Beyond the Summit has a couple of, well, I call them fakes. There's a band called Beyond the Summit, which has apparently a sizable following, but they stole our thunder, man. So I'm with you. I hate impersonators. Report them all. Ban them all. And ban everybody in this game. I'm going to go report all the players right now. Oh, I'm just kidding. I really feel bad for the players because however frustrating it is for you guys as a viewer, it's got to be even more frustrating for them. It's not just the fact that they're disconnecting. Like, obviously they're having internet issues or PC issues, and every time like you're trying to make a play, your computer's lagging. That's actually, it's been a concern for LGD. The LGD International guys were talking about this yesterday. They had a lot of spikes during the game, so it's something which really it impacts their ability to play. Like you know what you want to do, but it's almost like not having control of your own body. Like what direction you want to walk, but like you can't make your body do it. So
I don't know, man. This Tyler guy, which he's my favorite player because he dodged a blink Slardar stun with Manta.
Yeah, that's pretty. He's had some moments like that.
In a 90-minute game that we're down 4 axes and all their base towers, and it was that game.
Oh boy, I think we've exhausted our material. You got any knock jokes for me?
Nope. Oh, goal! I see the goal. They're gonna pause the game in 2 minutes, though.
Here we go. Here comes the unpause. Everybody is back inside the game. Of course, for anyone who's either just tuning in mentally or just tuning in actually to the stream, yes, this is still game number 1. You haven't missed the end of it. It is LGD who's come back after a pretty brutal start, to be honest about it. It was the backstab snipe, Ancient Apparition ult. I was right, damn it, Envy. I was right.
Well, you might as well go for it.
If you're there anyway, why the hell not?
Yeah.
If you're in Paris, might as well see the Eiffel Tower. Batrider of all heroes is the one trying to push in mid. Hey, he is very hard to kill. He'll blink away now. Well, they get the tier 2 bottom. Now,
I go mid now.
Roshan is up again. Time for that Aegis cheese, I think.
For who?
I assume LGD are going to be the ones more confident about taking this, but we'll see.
Well, they're gonna have to fight under the wall in the Roshan pit. It might be a little bit too risky. They might just go straight for middle instead. I hate fighting in the pit with a wall. They have black hole though, which is pretty good in the pit, but the wall is probably better.
You also have a Void who may just instantly kill every single illusion if he gets a crit and splashes it, but... Well, or he could just solo Roshan in a matter of seconds. That's the other option for Sylar. Doesn't even have lifesteal. Who needs it? Good lord. Oh boy. And they are going to try and contest this. Lane's starting to strut into the pit, and here comes the Xiaowei as well.
They're really spread out.
Surprisingly few heroes near this Roshan pit. Like, Windrunner's just the only one who's trying to stop this. Nobody else is really close.
Yeah, but LG doesn't know that, so as long as you have one hero just to power shot to AI Blast, they're gonna back off, which is what they're doing.
Well, yeah, LGD gonna smoke up. I think they were just out of vision. Yeah, just out of vision over near the ramp.
If they don't fight in the pit, where are they gonna fight? MUFC isn't doing this either. What are they trying to go for? What items are they looking forward to that they need to stay back like this? They should have taken the fight. They're not gonna get any other item. Like, there's no period of time where they get stronger than them. So they need to take the fight as early as possible, and that was the best possible position for them to fight. They can easily just like lasso, grab someone, send them up the hill. They can flame break them up the hill. They can wall and stuff like that. But instead, they're gonna try to fight inside a base. Is that really a better location? I don't really know.
I mean, it is a somewhat smaller choke point, but it's also like a less chaotic fight, and that's what LGD wants, is a very orderly fight. They have the big controlling ultimate, so that's... Yeah, I'm with you. I think that was... positionally, I mean, obviously, it's farther away from their base. If they lose the fight here, they're instantly losing racks. If they lose the fight at Roche, well, they give up an Aegis Cheese. Maybe they can get back in time. Time for a buyback check. There are 4 heroes who have buyback. 3 of them are on the Radiant. The Void has one, though. He's the key hero for LGD. Shackle is going to latch SC, creep to hero, but do they really want to go in? There's just no desire to initiate. Sylar sitting on a pile of gold. 8k, not even bothering to spend it. Is just going to try and muscle this tower down. Who goes in, and at what point do they do so? How do they kill this Faceless Void? He is in his prime. He had a rather slow start. Got the Battle Fury, then starting to get shut down a little bit, but now Sylar is absolutely massive. He's going to start wailing away on the racks. When are you going to fight? They're giving up an inch, and then while Shackle will latch Sylar together to the creep, and in they go. There's the Ice Path, decent at best. Chrono to try and keep Xiaowei alive. He hasn't used any of the black holes yet. He's still got both available. The BKB, however, is on cooldown. Now he's going to be burst down. Everybody backing together into the wall. Xiaowei will fall. Doesn't get off anything. He will buy back. Can he actually get into this fight? Yao dropping low on the backlights and play DDC. Actually, everybody buying back. Void is going to be caught in the middle of potentially the entire enemy team. There's their lasso. No, there's only an impale. And look at Sylar just not getting any auto attacks off this fight. Just perpetually chain stun. Force back, no black holes in this fight, and 3 shots for Ohio to bring down that support, and now Sylar is going to drop the Aegis. Black hole immediately canceled. LGD, this is a horrible team fight. This is the last thing they wanted. 1 by 1, MUFC are just picking LGD apart. Sylar's got buyback. 5 heroes dead for LGD. Eternal Envy, what the hell did I just watch?
You watched Stalemate blink into a Windrunner, stun him on BKB, and not do anything. He should have black holed a Windrunner, and they probably would have picked him off, and then he can black hole someone else afterwards. But once your BKB runs out, you're not gonna get the black holes off anymore. And like I said, without the black holes, you're not gonna win the fight. You need Xiaowei.
I return to fulfill my destiny.
Well, they had Xiaowei, but it just wasn't what he's hoping for. He didn't use the refresher, so I guess he's got the black hole to work with when he comes back to life. We'll see. Oh, Batrider is going to get initiated upon. Can they actually burst him down in time? There's the sight. The a 2-hero. What? Oh, that looked like a 2-hero Shackle, but doesn't latch in the end. Yao getting focused down. Void is looking to jump in here, perhaps. Ice Path not going to hit Ohio because he is raged. Still 2 heroes dead, but Showeight's coming up soon. They have bought enough time, it looks like, to defend the base for the moment. This game just getting... It's already probably been an 80, 90-minute cast with all the pauses, so obviously getting to be a pretty long game in terms of total duration. Tower will fall mid. Radiant claim it, so a little bit more gold. It's not the gold, though, that matters. It's the fact that that tower isn't there to defend. Envy, are they going to go for it now? Is this the time to do it?
Let's see. I think it is, because you know they're down 1 black hole, and you know they have no buyback. I'm surprised Salar went for the meta. Maybe he could have went for the Refresher instead, but I mean, this is good. He has no buyback now, though.
Well...
Did he buyback in the first one? I think he already did.
Yeah, his buyback's in cooldown. And they go, they catch out the Void. They're trying to focus him down. Here comes Showeight, Black Hole on 2 because Ohio pops out in the middle of it, but he's
Shackle
actually
shot.
quite tanky. Another Shackle on Sylar. Oh, man. Sylar just not able to do anything in these fights. No lifesteal, so he's not able to sustain. Heal back to full. They can't actually kill him off, but the Black Hole is down. This is looking to be bad for LGD. How do you fight without any of your Black Holes? You sure you've got a Chrono, but it's got to be perfect. The Twin-Headed Dragon dead as well. They're going on to the Rexes. MUFC really turning this game around. It felt so difficult for them to find the opening. So many failed opportunities, missed opportunities earlier, but now they get 1 lane of Rex. This is not a game where 1 lane of Rex wins you the game, though. You need 2. You may need 3 to secure it. Oh, well,
so
can they
much
find
sick
it?
plays from MUFC. That was a lot of mind games. I believe the Nax didn't actually jump into the Bat Rider like all the other times. Zawei thought that the Nax inside a Bat Rider, so he black holes a Bat Rider, thinking that, oh yeah, if I black hole him, I'm technically black holing 2 heroes. But he actually wasn't. The Nax wasn't even in the Bat Rider. He just came up.
Yeah, he just blinked in. He's got a blink dagger now.
Yeah, and also that was a really good force staff by Net.
Oh, this is the Ferrari force staff we saw back at the Beyond the Summit World Tour. Just force staff your enemy here into your team, but can they actually bring him down? Sylar with a nice chrono. It focuses down Ohio. Ohio's got to buy back and boots of travel into this fight immediately. But while this is happening, no, he does buy back, but doesn't have boots of travel, so they're fighting without their lifestealer. Where is the damage without him? There's no damage. They got 1 lane of Rex mid, but if they lose this fight and they can't buy back, they may lose 2 or even 3 of their own. Triple kill for Sylar. He wants the Ultra, and with this, everybody's buyback on cooldown except for the Darkseers. Oh boy, they have 3 heroes alive. Darkseer is one of the heroes that escapes. I don't know. I think you just 5-man mid right now if you're LGD, and they're gonna go for it.
Do they have other ultis? They don't have any ultis.
By the time they get there, they'll have the refresher up, so they have 1 black hole. They'll be close to the double black hole, I think, in about 30 seconds or so. I mean, not quite there yet. Chrono emitted way, so you're right. They don't have the full complement of ults yet, but they'll start to come up as they arrive at the base. At the same time, though, everyone from MUC does. It's going to be a 5-man mid. LGD want to go for this now. Oh boy.
Ethereal Blade on Darkstar. This might be some next level stuff. If you Ethereal Blade whoever the Void's focusing and the Void doesn't realize what's going on, that might be pretty big.
Oh man, that is so cute. Of course, Ethereal Blade, you can now cast it on your own allies. Oh boy, they get the mid-racks. Obviously, that's sort of a given. Do you try and defend this one? They have a Darkseer who's not even involved in the fight right now. The Racks take a lot of damage. Batrunner's still dead. Windrunner's still dead. It's going to be 2 lanes of Racks, it looks like, before those heroes even respawn, before they can even get to this fight. And LGD may just walk away, content with what they've achieved here. 2 lanes of Racks already claimed, and they back off. They don't get the range Racks, but who cares? They got the melee. Oh, it's what we were talking about. 1 lane of Racks in a game. 20, 30 minutes in, that's a big advantage. This late, it doesn't matter. You lose 1 fight, you don't have buybacks. You're losing more than 1. And LGD, they give up a Rax, and then they take a huge fight. And now they've got the double black hole. Now they've got the BKBs off cooldown, and they've got the Chrono ready to go. Oh man, it's reset and reload for LGD, but this time with a 1 lane of Rax advantage.
I'm surprised they didn't just keep going. I don't think they should have kept going, but I think they should have got a smoke and just like hit there and try to look for a fight. Because yeah, sure they can wait a couple minutes for the Roshan, but it's not really much. It's not that much a safer choice because who are you gonna give the Aegis to? Who are you gonna give the cheese to? I guess it's really good if you give it to Zawei. So never mind. All I said was it's wrong. Whatever I just said.
I don't know if everything you said was wrong, but yeah, that's true. Obviously, having the Aegis on him, he can afford to just be really aggressive with his positioning, maybe even bait out a couple of spells. Or if he gets caught by the Bat Rider, he can turn the fight around. So either way,
won't get it.
Is this going to be the smoke that works? MUFC, every time they try and smoke, LGD is all the way across the map, but this time they're quite close. Instead, they are going to make it up onto the safety of that high ground. And it looks like, well, they're going to go watch Sylar farm some creeps. This is. I mean, of course, this is what you got a 5-man. You got to stick together.
Yeah.
You got to protect your carry. This is how to play the situation. It's pretty funny to watch at that point.
Look how many sentry wards are on the map right now by LGD. Wherever they're going, they're placing a sentry. How many sentries does he have? And he has a jump
Oh,
too.
they're going to start this fight off again. They go on to Sylar. Can they actually bring him down? It looks like they can't. Ohio needs to get the bashes. Whoa, black hole number 1. That's going to unload. It gets canceled quite quickly, I believe. Oh, there's black hole number 2. This one is quite good. Chrono as well just says, Sylar says, screw it. Let me finish the job, shall we? You set me up. Triple kill for Sylar. It's not quite a mag RP, but it sure feels like it when you have double black hole and Chrono. One of those is bound to hit. And with one of them hitting, that might be the game. Does anyone have buyback? Windrunner and Darkseer. That's game.
That's it.
Wow. Well,
And that's it.
that's a tough way to lose this game for MUFC, especially because they had to wait a lot longer for this to happen.
This game was just like too back and forth. I don't feel like the back and forth was supposed to happen. I think there's a lot of misplays this game, but yeah, LG takes it in the end. MUFC had a severe advantage at the beginning of the game, and they gave it away in a team fight. And then LG had a high advantage, and then they gave it away as well.
And then they took it back.
Yep.
He who takes the advantage back last wins the game, and LGD prepared to take this one. This is going to be game number 1 of a best out of 3. Mega creeps up 3 heroes dead. The throne may well fall before these heroes respawn. LGD could just let the creeps go to work. MUFC don't even have that much counter push. There's just no way to deal with this. Shackle shot on 2, that's nice. That'll slow it down for a few seconds, but the end is coming, and we're going to game 2, and you know, sometimes I feel things are a little bit over. Well, here comes that fight. We'll talk about it in a second. Sylar just mauling away at that Darkseer. Shackle, this time on DDC, narrowly missing the tier here. Shackle doesn't really seem to matter, though. Now the throne exposed. The tier 4 is falling. The end of this game is in sight. LGD looking to take a 65-minute win over MUFC. Really about a 100-minute win at the least with all the pauses. Sylar and the Fountain trying to kill off lane, just hexed up forever. When he finally gets auto-text, everybody dies instantly. The throne dying to the creeps now. The Fountain camping continuing. Sylar still alive. Twin-headed dragon did fall. He's dead. Of course he doesn't buy back. Ultra kill for Lifestealers. The Fountain camping commences. They want Shao 8. He doesn't have a... Is it possible? I mean, is it...
No.
Is it possible they could turn this around? That is a rampage for Ohio. After the
Wait, he
Fountain
has no
camp.
buyback on... No, it's still not possible. But he has no buyback on the Enigma.
Well, he didn't have
Whatever.
his black holes. There's no Chrono. Oh man, don't tell me this could seriously be a base race. Don't...
No.
They're gonna try for it, man. They are gonna try for it, but they don't have the creep support.
Sylar isn't in the right location right now. I think he should be next to their base.
Ready to backdoor the throne.
Yeah.
Well, he's on the way.
Yeah. Okay, that's what Sylar should be doing. That's a good job by him. There's no way they can win this game. Oh, but they pick him off.
Oh, if they pick him off, that could be
Does he
huge.
have buyback? No buyback for a minute.
Look at Nick's assassin. He charged into the throne. I think just giving the Vladzar to the creeps to help them just hit a little bit harder, and then backs away at the last moment. Oh man, it's really. Oh, mid lane, Lifestealer. Oh, he picks up the twin-headed dragon. Still, he
Blink
finds a
dagger.
kill. That blink Nick's a little too strong. Now DDC eyeing him. Oh, he wants to try and prevent him from taking this invis rune. He'll be too late. He does burn all of his mana. Now he's got to run away. The Abyssal Blade is on cooldown. Otherwise, that would be a very dead Nyx assassin. Huh? I don't think I've ever seen a team come back from an entirely exposed throne with no buildings of the base.
We lost a scrim to Quantic a long time ago after he got Mega for a long time. But never seen it in the official game.
I mean, they're letting LGD get back to 5, and I think they should just be able to... Well, they're going to take it. They're going to play this one safe. Who could blame them? After this marathon of a game, you do not want to throw it away by trying to force the throne and getting caught without buyback. So now they'll have cheese again.
I think at this point, you just LGD just
Suicide the
watches
Rex?
them and laugh. Like, there's like, let's see how long they can hold this off, guys, to just watch.
Yeah, that's a cruel game to play if you're a sadist. You can you can just do that. Let's let him bleed out for a while and see how long it takes him to feel the pain. DD actually TPs to the to the Rex mid. Ohio with a Shadow Blade now wants the pickoffs. Does LGD have a gem? No, they don't. No gem up for them. He's gonna focus on the Rubik. This is what they have to do. They can't fight at that throne. Chrono is gonna, oh, it just catches two. Now Sylar chopping away at Ohio, barely at the edge of that Chrono. Now turning back to net because the Ethereal Blade was there. Black Hole number one, catching out the Bat Rider. Meanwhile, the throne taking some damage. No, for the moment, the GGs are coming out. 3 heroes dead. That's going to wrap it up for this outrageous back and forth game number one. I can't believe this is a best out of 3. This felt like 3 games worth of... And the worst part was it was all crammed into the last 20 minutes. Just what a backloaded game.
Well, it was a good ending, so.
It was not quite photo finish, but damn close. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. This is, of course, a best out of 3. This was only game number 1, MUFC versus LGD in your loser bracket finals for the GEST Challenge, brought to you by Dota Talk, presented to you by Beyond the Summit. I'm LD, Twitter.com, Facebook, YouTube.com/ldDOTA. He's Eternal Envy, where can people follow you?
Twitch.tv/EternalEnvy with 2 eyes.
And your Twitter?
At EternalEnvy1991.
Thank you for joining me, Envy. We'll be coming back soon, guys, with a game number 2. Although, again, it feels like a game number 4 or 5 just based on the damn duration of this one. It is a best out of 3. Lurking in the grand finals is LGD International, who crushed their way through the Malaysian squads of Orange and MUFC en route to the grand finals. That will be a best out of 5. It will be a 1-game advantage for LGD. Whoever faces them, especially if it's LGD China, they are looking at a potential, I want to say, 10 games today, or no, 9 games, because they took the first series 2-0. Or no, they took it 2-1, so yeah, it's a potential 10 games for them. Oh man, let's see if it goes 10 games. If LGD go 10 games and win against LGD International, that would be just an epic grind, really, a marathon of coverage. But anyway, stay tuned, guys. More action coming your way soon. Game 2 coming up.
They're playing the finals today as well. Ouch. That hurts. I've never been in that situation, but it might be bad. I have a feeling nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna be fine. Because I went to Japan and I slept like 6 hours in a total of 4 days.